Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video is for Tuesday, August 28th, 2012. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, let's get right underway here. Another light volume day, but again, we're not seeing gains on Wall Street. Right now, you have the S&P up a point, NASDAQ up 5.5. Dow is fractionally higher, maybe up 1 point on the day as well. So this is something we saw yesterday, which was kind of interesting, and also today again. You go into a week like this where the volume is so light, you expect the markets to float higher, especially with Jackson Hole, Big Bernanke meeting going on Friday, and then the 3-day weekend after that. The markets usually rally up into that. That's not happening. What that tells me is there's a signal out there. The markets are extended and most likely setting up for a pullback. All right, does it mean we can't go a little bit higher into the end of this week? No, of course we can, and I still think it's somewhat likely to float up. But warning signs are out there. Definite warning signs signaling a pullback, most likely, as I've been saying, starting towards the end of next week, possibly, and continuing for possibly 3 to 5 weeks, maybe even 6 weeks long. So, I mean, you're looking at possible downside in excess of 10% if I see things correctly right now. And that's really what I've been doing with Research Center members and Intraday Stock Chat members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We're just basically setting ourselves up to be on the right side of the next trade. And it's been a slow accumulation process over the last couple of weeks where we find the PPT methodology, which is price pattern and time factors on each chart. And if we find those chart signals, then we obviously take a short or a long depending on what it's telling us. But right now it's really been an accumulation of those plays. And just to give you a sense here today, GLD is one thing we accumulated the other day at the 162.25 level. All right, right now we're in the money on that, and a beautifully seen right here. If you look right here and you take a trend line, draw it across, you essentially have a major level. Notice how many times it's trying to get through and can't. So we'll be watching that one closely. But that's just one example of one of the shorts we have out there right now. We have a couple others out there as well. Basically, I have about 30% of my portfolio short right now. Very minor amount, to be honest, but I'm slowly accumulating a little bit more here and there. Okay, so again, that's what we're seeing. If we go back to the Spiders daily chart, you can see how the pullback came in beautifully. What I loved about the pullback here, folks, and if I can show this right here, here's your pivot high from April, and you just draw the line straight across. I love how this one particular day we gapped above on the open the high from 2012 early in the year in April. The reason why I love that is because it got all the pikers and the amateurs to really jump on the bandwagon on the long side. And then basically the market just has a way of yanking the rug out from under them and pulling it out and taking their money. And that's exactly what happened. And if you're in the Money Stocks member, we have proprietary signals which tells us if it's a real breakout or a fake breakout. And this was clearly a fake breakout. It was just done on an extended move to get the little suckers in and then remove their money from them. And it's kind of sad that that happens, but I mean, every person out there can get educated. We teach this to anyone out there. We don't discriminate. You want to learn, we'll teach you here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We'll give you our swing trade alerts. We'll give you everything we do, including the proprietary techniques. So, I mean, it's not like you can't learn. So in that facet, if you're not willing to learn, well, then you should lose your money, in my opinion. You really should. So in any case, market pulled back off of that, and now you're just hovering. And it's going to be interesting to see, in this volume environment, you would expect the markets to go test those highs again. If we don't, again, it tells me that the market is showing us signs of weakness. All right, another factor out there, look at the dollar. The dollar down 10 cents on the UUP today. Markets are basically flat. Spiders up 15 cents. To see downside in the dollar and not see upside in the market is very unusual as well. And a good example of this would be right here. I mean, look at this collapse in the dollar basically over the last 1 week period, and the markets have really gone flattish, maybe even a little bit lower going into last week. So, I mean, again, there's some disparities here, and right now you're at major support on the dollar. 200 moving average, you have a little gap fill pivot low. There's also another major support right here, which I do think there's a chance we could tag on the dollar before the end of the week. But again, once you get in this lower range, I think it's very unlikely the dollar will make much more of a move lower. And again, I think the markets are also telling us something as they're not moving up. All right? So we'll watch and see how that plays out there. That's just one little factor. Today with the markets flat, JP Morgan Chase is flat. Amazon is up at $1.85. Apple's down 60 cents. Google and Baidu both having good days today. Google's up about $8 and Baidu up 3.5. So those two stocks are doing pretty well. And, we'll continue to keep our eyes peeled on things. So, I mean, I'm just looking here to see if there's anything else I want to alert you to. But aside from the short plays that I'm slowly accumulating, that's about it. I mean, again, we're willing to give it to you here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. There's a 7-day free trial. So as far as I'm concerned, I think the market is showing us the signs. It's up to us to read it. If you use the PPT methodology, you're going to be always on the right side of the market. I mean, it's just that simple. I love how we start to get bearish just as the amateurs start to get bullish. They get overly bullish, and that's when exactly the market reverses. And it happens over and over. I've been doing this for so many years at this point. It's kind of like a broken record when you see that happening. But, it's profits to me, profits to my members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Again, 7-day free trial to the Research Center geared towards swing traders and investors. The Intraday Stock Chat is geared towards day traders, which also has a 7-day free trial. And again, just going back to the SPY, which is up 15 cents right now, it's trying to take out, you can see resistance right here. I mean, if you draw a line straight across, clear resistance from these pivot tops. If it's able to take this out, you'll probably go retest these highs. If the market really got a buy program later in the day, you might be able to retest yesterday's highs, but I still think that's somewhat unlikely only because of what we've been seeing lately. Biotechs have been very hot, folks. Small cap biotechs, ROSG, only up 27 cents today, but many, many other ones are having big, big moves. I'm trying to think of a couple other ones out there that I'm watching. One of them that I'm watching is OXGN. Low end of the chart, beautiful base on the daily chart. A little on the thin side, 100,000 shares traded today, but watch this base. This is a beautiful base. Any sort of close above the 50 could set it free too, which you're right on it now. 58 cents or above close, in my opinion, sets it free tomorrow. So watch that one as the biotech, small cap bios have been very, very hot. I mean, you can look at SVNT. I mean, take a look at some of these charts. I mean, they just ripped up dramatically. Look at this nice move on SVNT. I'm trying to think of some other ones as well that have made some sizable moves. Let's see if I can think of any others here. Just scanning through. Let's see. ALXA was one. By the way, I gave out ALXA in the No Hype Live broadcast, up 47 cents today, guys. Awesome move. Look at that bull flag pattern right there. That's a sweet bullish pattern. And I gave this out in the No Hype Live Sunday night as a play. And sure enough, a bunch of you guys picked it up as members of In the Money Stocks. And you're making literally over 10% on this one today, on the long side, no doubt. So there's always a couple long opportunities, too, that I'll give out. But it's all about, putting yourself in the position to rock and roll. All right, on that note, folks, I'm going to step aside. Have a great afternoon. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com if and only if you want to profit in every market condition. That's what we do. We'll teach you our secrets. We'll teach you our proprietary analysis tools, and you will be set free. You will be there beating institutional return rates by exponential amounts. A good mutual fund or fund does 10% a year. I do 10% a month, oftentimes. And my members do as well. So you got to come join it, bottom line. Take care, guys. Learn from the pros. Come to InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take care.